Level 1. The invisible dress, worn to blend, not to be seen. At this level, the dress isn't really an expression, it's more of a shield. It exists to avoid attention, to stay within the lines, to not risk standing out in any way. You'll often see neutral colors, safe cuts, and designs that feel almost forgettable the moment you look away. There's nothing technically wrong with it, but there's also nothing memorable about it. It's chosen quickly, worn without thought, and rarely reflects the personality of the person wearing it. This level is usually shaped by habit or hesitation. Maybe it's the fear of being judged, maybe it's not knowing where to start, or maybe it's just convenience. The focus isn't on style, it's on comfort and invisibility. You'll notice the fit is often just okay. Not tailored, not intentional, just something that works. The dress does its job by not drawing attention, and for many, that feels safe. But here's the thing, the invisible dress slowly fades you into the background. It doesn't highlight your presence, it hides it, and over time that can quietly shape how you feel about yourself. When your clothes don't speak, they also don't support your confidence. Most people don't even realize they're here. They think this is just normal dressing. But this level is less about fashion and more about avoidance. It's the starting point, not the destination. And once you become aware of it, it's almost impossible to stay here for long. Level 2. The safe dress. Stylish, but playing it. Too safe. This is where most people live, and it makes sense why. The safe dress is comfortable, socially approved, and just stylish enough to feel put together without taking any real risks. It follows trends, but only the ones that are widely accepted. Nothing too bold, nothing too different, just enough to fit in and look good. At this level, there's more awareness than level 1. Choices are slightly more intentional. Maybe the color is nicer, the fit is better, the fabric feels more premium, but there's still a hesitation. The dress is chosen based on what works for everyone, not what truly works for you. It's influenced by what others are wearing, what's popular, what feels safe in your environment. The problem is, safe quickly becomes predictable. You might get compliments, but they're usually generic. Nice dress. You look good. Nothing that really sticks. And deep down, there's often a feeling that something is missing, like you're close to expressing yourself, but not quite there yet. This level is comfortable, and that's why people stay here. It doesn't challenge you. It doesn't require you to think deeply about your identity or your style. But it also doesn't push you forward. It keeps you in a loop of looking good, but never unforgettable. Moving past this level requires a shift, not in budget or access, but in mindset. It's about asking a simple question most people avoid. What do I actually like, beyond what everyone else approves of? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. We all thank you for your continued support. Level 3. The polished dress. Put together and intentional. Now things start to change. At level 3, the dress is no longer random or purely influenced by trends. There's intention behind it. You start to see better fits, cleaner silhouettes, and a clear sense that the person wearing it has thought about how they want to present themselves. The polished dress is about effort, but controlled effort. It doesn't scream for attention, but it quietly earns respect. Everything looks cohesive. The color works with the skin tone. The cut complements the body, and the overall look feels complete. This is where people start to notice a difference, not because it's loud, but because it's right. At this level, there's a growing understanding of what works and what doesn't. Mistakes still happen, but they're fewer. The dress begins to reflect personal preferences rather than just external influence. You're no longer dressing just to fit in, you're dressing to look your best within a certain structure. However, there's still a limit. The polished dress plays within boundaries. It's refined, but not bold. It's confident, but not expressive. You look good, you feel good, but you're still holding back a part of your personality. This level is where many people plateau for a long time. It feels like you've figured it out, and in many ways, you have. But there's still another layer waiting, one that requires stepping outside of perfection and into expression. Level 4, the statement dress, designed to be noticed. This is where things start to get genuinely interesting. The statement dress doesn't sit quietly in the background. It speaks the moment you walk into a room. It's chosen with clear intention, designed to be seen, remembered, and talked about. At this stage, color becomes bolder. Silhouettes push boundaries, and even the smallest details begin to carry meaning. At this level, the dress becomes a conversation starter. People don't just say, "You look nice," and move on. They pause, they notice, they ask questions. "That dress is stunning," or "Where did you find that?" There's a clear shift from quiet approval to active attention, and with that shift comes a different kind of confidence, one rooted in the willingness to stand out rather than blend in. Wearing a statement dress requires a certain level of courage. Not everyone is going to like it, and that's exactly the point. This is where dressing stops being about pleasing everyone around you and starts becoming about expressing something specific. It could be a bold color that demands attention, an unusual cut that challenges expectations, or a unique fabric that feels completely different. Whatever it is, it reflects a deliberate choice. But there's also a fine line here. It's easy to confuse attention with identity. Some people begin chasing statements purely for the reaction, not because it genuinely represents who they are. When that happens, the dress can start to feel forced, almost like it's wearing you instead of the other way around. Still, this level marks a major step forward. It breaks the fear of being seen, it encourages experimentation and bold decisions. And once you experience that shift, going back to playing it safe no longer feels satisfying, it feels limiting. Level 5, the signature dress, a personal style begins to form. At this level, something finally clicks. The chaos of trends, constant experimentation, and outside influence begins to settle into something clear and consistent. The signature dress is no longer a one-time statement, it becomes part of a pattern. A recognizable style starts to take shape, one that feels intentional rather than accidental. People begin to associate a certain look with you. It might be the silhouettes you lean toward, the colors you return to, or the way you combine simple pieces into something distinct. There's a thread that connects your choices. It's no longer about finding something to wear each day, it's about reinforcing who you already are through what you wear. The dress at this level feels natural. It doesn't require overthinking because that phase is behind you. You've already explored, tested, and refined. Now you understand your preferences, your body, and the kind of presence you want to project. There's a balance between comfort and expression that feels easy, almost instinctive. What makes this level powerful is consistency, not in a repetitive or boring way, but in a way that feels recognizable. Your style has direction. There's a clear point of view behind it. You're no longer dressing randomly or chasing every new trend that appears. At the same time, there's still room to grow. The signature dress can slowly turn into a comfort zone if you're not careful. When something works, it's easy to stay there. The real challenge is to evolve without losing your identity, to refine without becoming predictable. This is where style becomes truly personal. Not perfect, not final, but undeniably yours. Level 6, the power dress, confidence becomes the outfit. Now the dress is no longer the main focus you are. The power dress doesn't rely on trends, bold statements, or even strict consistency. It works because of the presence behind it. The confidence, the posture, the energy, all of it comes together to elevate the dress far beyond its fabric. What you're wearing becomes secondary to how you exist in it. At this level, even the simplest dress can feel extraordinary. There's no need for heavy detail or complicated styling. It's not about complexity, it's about execution. The way it's worn, the way it's carried, the way it fits seamlessly into the moment. There's a quiet sense of control that makes the entire look feel intentional, even when it appears effortless on the surface. The power dress is highly adaptable. It doesn't need to be loud or attention-grabbing to make an impact. It can command a room in silence. People notice not just what you're wearing, but how you're wearing it, the way you move, the way you hold yourself. That subtle authority is what sets this level apart from everything before it. There's also a deeper understanding that comes into play. You're no longer chasing validation or dressing for compliments. You're not looking for approval. Instead, you're dressing as a true extension of yourself. The dress supports your presence, but it never defines it. Reaching this level takes time. It's built through experience, through trial and error, through learning what works and what doesn't. It's less about fashion knowledge and more about self-awareness. And once you reach this point, everything shifts, because now the dress is just the beginning. Level 7. The icon dress. Timeless, recognizable, unforgettable. This is the highest level, and it's rare. The icon dress goes beyond style, beyond trends, beyond even personal identity. It becomes part of a larger story, something that lives outside the moment it was worn. It's the kind of dress people remember years later, not just for how it looked, but for how it felt, what it represented, and the presence it carried with it. At this level, everything is in perfect alignment. The person, the occasion, the energy in the room, and the dress itself all come together in a way that feels almost effortless. But underneath that ease is deep intention. Every detail, from the cut to the fabric to the way it moves, works in harmony. It doesn't just look right, it feels right. And that emotional connection is what creates a lasting impression that can't be easily recreated. The icon dress isn't about being the most expensive piece in the room or the most dramatic one either. It's about being exactly right in a way that feels timeless. You could revisit it years later in a completely different era, and it would still hold the same power, the same presence. That's what makes it iconic, not excess, but precision. There's also something deeply individual about this level. You can copy the dress, you can recreate the look, but you can't recreate the moment, the confidence, or the story behind it. That uniqueness is what separates it from everything else. Very few people operate here consistently. It happens in rare moments when everything aligns perfectly. But once you experience it, even once, it reshapes how you see style forever. And that's the journey, from blending in to standing out, from uncertainty to clarity. Each level shapes not just your style, but your sense of self. In the end, it's never just about the dress, it's about the presence you bring to it. If you enjoyed watching, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and drop us a note in the comments letting us know what you want to see us do next.